Okay. So all characters and the characters and most of the superhero characters are owned by ScottWest and the property of UEM Studios. This character is basically called Lewis Stridham. He is technically he's from the UK and he is technically classed as acting royalty or just straight up royalty. In our superhero franchise, he's basically known as just the stereotypical rich, the rich boy type of like characteristics and stuff. But from his over kind of like rich boy kind of like personality, he is very, I'd say he's very respectable in a way. And obviously, if he ever, gets too big for his boots or whatever, the super team obviously put him back in his place and obviously say to him, look, we could literally replace you in a matter of seconds, so don't get too big headed or whatever like that. His father was the king of England. And his mother was the queen of England as well, but she was commonly known as Louis, commonly known as Louis Duke of England. But yeah, Lewis Stridham, or his superhero name, Super Strider. Super Strider, his powers consist of literally having the power of 100,000 suns. The suit that he wears contains his powers and helps regulate his temperature or his powers from being overridden and obviously basically destroying the world and plowing it into a post-apocalyptic world. But yeah, he actually was born in a lab. His DNA was taken from his father and his mother, and obviously he was made in a lab. But he was then, as he was old enough to, kind of like, when he was born from a science lab, they took him to the royal family, and they obviously took care of him and stuff like that. The reason his mother couldn't, couldn't be born naturally is because his mother was suffering from a rare a condition. But basically, yeah, his father didn't account that in his family lineage that his family actually did have powers. Obviously, not to an extent of having the power of having power of 1,000 suns, but Stridham is basically a perfectly, or should I say, genetically human that is equally smart, but obviously equally dumb, because in his kind of like personality and stuff, he doesn't really take anything too seriously, and he just really he just insults people and stuff and how poor and stuff they are. But when it comes to teamwork and obviously doing his job of being a hero, he actually does help and actually does provide a good teamwork and a healthy relationship with his team. Obviously, with some of the expenses of the team, he obviously funds some of the team's gear as well. But yeah, Super Stridum, or should I say Super Strider, is a hero that, well, he has abilities that he can basically manipulate the power that come from his hands and make them into blades. It basically shapeshift his power and stuff like that. But as far as like if he takes the suit off, he can actually ascend to almost godlike power and become pure solar energy. So yeah, that is Super Strider, or his name is Lewis Stridum. I hope you like that. I hope you like the character anyway.